Welcome back for another video. Now, it was requested in the comments, I think in my last video, that I do a little guide on how I beat this Tainted Firo, the Fireknight hard, in this current rotation of Soul Cross. Not actually 100% sure which version of Soul Cross this is, so maybe we can start off by jumping over to the old spreadsheet. And let's see, who do we get to use? We're using people like Haikatoon, Liburger, and co. So let's see, Barbarians, Fireknight 17. Which one has the old Haikatoon? God, I'm blind. Why don't we go Epic only Haikatoon? So it's either 2 or 4. It's a start. And then if we bring everyone back in, who else do we see? If we look at rotation, let's just look at rotation 2. And that has Blizzard. We don't have Blizzard in this one, so it must be rotation 4, right? A quick look here. Baroth, Sentinel. Yeah, so it's rotation 4. And let me jump back into the game. This is the team I used this time. Last time we had the rotation, I used Snick Track for the decreased defense, Steel Skull for the faultless, and the poisons. But I did find the combination of Liburger and Woad Painted actually makes this much easier. The weakness in this team is we're somewhat reliant on the decreased speed coming from Haikatoon, not fantastic chance of that landing, and we're obviously reliant on Sentinel with the decrease, the healer reduction basically, which again isn't 100%, so it's not completely consistent, but the rest of the team extremely solid. Let me just, what are we going to do? Let me just go here, and Liburger's still built how I used her. So if we look at the stats, 280 speed in Relentless, and actually even a bit faster if we go Curse City, 288. Enough accuracy to land her poisons. I do choose Relentless over Reflex with her because we want to be using the increased defense for faultless defense, but we also want to be using the A2 when possible for the poisons. That's going to do the damage. And then obviously the A1 adding a good decent chance of getting a bit more poison. And then we also have this chance of increasing the duration of the poisons. Really good for it. I was fortunate enough to have a 5-star blessing. It doesn't really matter. It will obviously help with the stats, but really all you care about is 1 star to get that faultless defense. Then Kreela, I have actually built in Reflex with Merciless, so we have a really high chance of reducing skill cooldowns. When I actually use her, I'm not going to use the A3, so I'm just going to try to cycle this A2 as frequently as possible. Similar stats, very quick, good overall sort of survivability. Having some survivability is important. You don't need too much because actually Woad does a lot of work. We jump over to Woad. I've actually got her in a curing set because by having this, I basically never have any destroyed HP. You can see there's still some of the gear needs to be ranked up further. 250 speed. Again, if we do the old area bonuses, a little bit faster at 258. Nothing else really matters. High HP. Obviously, is going to help a bit. But what's really kind of cool is you have the reflect damage. So that, along with faultless defense, is really taking down a lot of hit counter on Fireknight. And then because this gives an extra turn, we're able to then hit the boss as well. But the main part here being she does a really big heal and heals everyone else as well. So this clears off the reflect of the destroyed HP. Sentinel, we actually need to whack him back in his gear. It is that set there. So I'll just remember I need to give that back to Uko. And if I look here, that's fine. Actually, I can delete that one as well. Just a good habit. So whilst that ticks over, we have 243 speed I actually built with 70% crit rate because at one point I was thinking of using Kreela's A3 and running her in Relentless. I then opted not to. So I ultimately built to do more damage based on that. There probably should be changing the build slightly, but whatever. Does the job, no need to worry about it too much. In terms of masteries, I have War Master, have Phantom Touch. I'll go through some of the other builds and masteries after. Nothing too important, to be honest. 251 speed once we've got area bonuses. Doesn't need to be as fast as the other champions. Similar sort of speed to this Woad Painted, who currently has no masteries, but does have Phantom Touch, which does help. You also have a double hit A1. Any single hit on the A3 wouldn't really care about the A3 at all, to be honest. I will eventually try Anointed as well as another option. I am slowly building him up. I want to see if that can make it a bit faster and a bit more reliable. And then the last champion to go through is none other than Haikatoon. Need to give back a bunch of gear to Lady Kimmy, and as you can see, she is built fast. The first time I did it, I didn't have her anywhere near this fast. I think I had her around 310, but it's one of those things, if you can have her faster, it just makes it that bit easier. So that is the gear ring I have. I would love to have both Master Hexer and Sniper on Haikatoon to give me more chances to get that decreased speed on and to keep it for longer. Similarly on Sentinel, if I were to redo his masteries, I would go for both Sniper and Master Hexer. At some point I will. I think I still have my free reset, and this defensive tree is not so important anymore. Basically that's kind of it. Lasting Gifts would also kind of be nice, but I think I'd prefer the other two. And with Liburger, I also haven't done any masteries. Kreela, I do have War Master, and I think that's all of the champions. Now, the other thing along with the gearing is actually how you do the fight management. So my Haikatoon's very quick. So I'm going to A1. Then with Liburger, I'm going to get my increased defense out. With Kreela, I'm just going to A1. With Woad Painted, I'm not going to use the reflect damage this turn. I want to use it to help me break the shield the second time. So it's just a case of A1ing with everyone else. Now we do get back to Haikatoon, so I'm actually going to get that increase speed up straight away. This will help me basically counteract the decreased speed. And I'm now going to use Woad Painted's Cleanse and Heal. So this actually removes a random debuff from all allies. So we're going to hope it's going to be the decreased speed. And it is from 2 people, which is good. And then we can go in with the A1, get 2 hits. Sometimes you might get Phantom Touch as well. A1 with Haikatoon. A1 here. We're at, I'm not sure whether we're going to get any of the debuffs that we want. We really need decreased speed. It didn't land. We'll A1, but we will have our increase. We do have some reflect damages there, so that will give us a little bit of a helping hand. And it's kind of, you just want the RNG to line up. So we did get Relentless on a couple of times, actually. On Sentinel, we can increase our speed again. Go in A1. And we should be back to our ally attack. This will break the shield, maybe even get us that decreased speed. We were fortunate enough to get it. That it really doesn't matter between A1 and A3. She does no damage. No Master Hexer. Now we'll hopefully get that decrease. The heal reduction, it didn't happen. I would love to get the poison on, but we don't have heal reduction. I think I'm just going to make sure that we're in a good place. Ah, there we go. Actually, we can even stack up some poisons. The Relentless doing good work. And as you can see, it's basically I'm rotating between the increased defense and the reflect damage. So here I'll just A1. We'll get 4 hits back from that, from the faultless defense. And we just need to really get that heal reduction on and then hope we actually can keep it on. We'll be back to having the ally attack. again, that whole combination of Reflex, Merciless doing really good work. I get back? I think I will get back before he takes a turn. So I'm going to A1. And then next time I will use the Reflect heal. At this point, because I'm going to be using the Reflect heal, I want to get more poisons on. Just keep stacking up those poisons. That's how we're going to do the most of the damage. Do the heal, get the Reflect. Go in A1, do a bit of damage. Any additional damage would help. Can we get that heal reduction? Yes, we can. I will hold that for next time because, I'm basically alternating between the Reflect damage and the Faultless Defense. And because I have Reflex Merciless on Kreela, I'm basically getting ally attack every single time. And this is basically how we manage the fight. We just keep going. We just keep watching what we're doing. Half turn meter, I have increased speed. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to put my Faultless Defense on next time. I don't want it to run out before. And we still do have decreased speed on the boss as well. So this time I'll be putting on the Faultless Defense. I'm not able to extend. Hopefully I can get that decreased speed on again. Yes, I can. That's fantastic. Get the increased defense back on. I will hold the ally attack. And then we'll, again, knock off 5 turns straight away. And you can see I'm going to hold this again because, we don't want it to have expired before we do it. So it's really just about making sure you time the abilities at the right time. Now we'll get our ally attack in. And it's basically a combination of ally attack plus either Faultless or Reflect every time. And if I didn't have Kreela, I'd bring in another either Reflect or ally or Faultless Defense, and I'll try and stack basically, and ensure that I'm using both every time. At this point, I'm not going to get another turn, so I'm going to have to use it now. Go in, get the Reflect up, try and get that heal reduction. We missed it, and it's basically I would do this much faster if we had a bit more consistency on the debuffs, because now obviously the boss is going to heal himself, take some damage from the poisons, but then also heal himself. I did make a bit of a mistake there. I didn't give myself the cleanse. Keeping the cleanse for that big attack is actually really valuable. I do have decreased speed. I think I'm still going to make it. Although now I'm not so sure because now I've lost a turn of my increased speed. So that's kind of awkward. I think I'm still going to have to risk it, but maybe we've kind of ruined this cycle a little bit. Let's see. Try and get that, extend that decrease speed, try and get the heal reduction. We're not getting it at all. Let's just go A1. And are we going to get our turn? Clutched it. Absolutely clutched it. I don't need it. I'm tempted. But we're really not landing the decreased speed, the heal reduction, rather. Like, we've really been unfortunate there. We've lost the decreased speed as well. But we've really got to break this quickly. We've got the ally attack again. It's a very, like I said, it's just kind of RNG. But because we are healing back all the time, without the decreased speed, I'm going to have to use this right now. I don't think I'm going to cycle back in time. I also don't think I'm going to get the heal reduction on, which is kind of a pain, because the boss is going to heal up quite a lot. Maybe we'll get the decreased speed on at least, so that will help. But now the boss is going to heal up. And I'm clearly not in any danger. So it's just really a case of, how lucky I get. But by managing the fight and by having the curing set on Woad, I'm never in any danger of failing the run. It might take a very short amount of time, like land those damn heal reductions, or it might take a very long amount of time. I'm actually going to get those poisons on. It's a bit of a risk. I won't have the faultless up, but I actually can put the reflect on instead. So I can switch that round. I just need to get those poisons on, otherwise there's just no chance of killing this. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna use both. That will take off 8, and then I'll get the ally attack in. I've still got the decreased speed. I think I'm going to cycle back quickly enough anyway. Get the increased speed back on. Try and break this shield. I need to try and sort of break the shield a bit faster because I really need to get this heal reduction on. So I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. We didn't land the poison, which is kind of annoying. And we should be able to get back to someone. Get the poisons on. Extend the decreased speed. That's good. Come on, heal reduction. Heal reduction. Oh, we missed it again. And I'm going to risk this as well. So I'm going to go for a bit of increased damage. And we'll kind of we'll see how that one pans out. So I have more of these to break, but I do have my ally attack already up. So we'll just keep on plugging away. We've been fairly unfortunate with the landing of things. I will use my reflect, although I shouldn't have made the same mistake. I'm going to get the decreased speed on me, so I'm actually going to use her ability again. And no, we don't have the heal reduction. Oh, painful. So we're going to take the big hit, and we don't have the cleanse already because I messed up. But at least I do have... I did have both reflect and faultless up, so I should break the shield. No decreased speed, no ally attack. What an absolute painful one. Didn't land the decreased speed either. Oh, shocker. And he's going to heal back up. Talking about fight management, that's why you don't take risks. But we'll just keep on going, and eventually it will get done. So it's one of these things. Like I had certainly a faster team the first time I did it, but it was definitely less reliable. Like, this will win in the end, but it looks like maybe I can just get the heal reduction. Yes, at least that's something. Do a bit of decent damage as well. Down to 14 hits, 13. Get the ally attack. We really want the double hitters to go in, although there aren't that many of them. Basically, that's the one kind of weakness I'd say with this particular team. A lot of the people I'm using are single hit. Let me try and extend my heal reduction. I got it. Again, like, if I had Master Hexer on these champions, it would make my life a lot easier. Decreased speed, didn't land. Get the faultless defense. Take off the 5 hits, straight in with the ally attack. And yeah, I mean, last time I'd actually beat the boss by this point. And obviously this time I haven't. Am I going to cycle back to her? I don't think so. So I'm going to have to go in A1 like that. A1, try and have that reflect open. Didn't get the poison out, which is kind of a pain. Go in A1. He should take a hit. I'm just going with slightly higher damage on the A3, but it really doesn't make a difference. We still had an increased defense up actually on a couple of them, which is not too bad. All right, and we need the ally attack. We just got to get that heal reduction, decrease speed. And this is, like I said, it's the weakness of this team, is you're very reliant on people with not 100% chance of getting the debuffs to land their debuffs consistently. And it doesn't always happen. So we'll get it the ally attack the second time. Let's just cleanse and do a couple of hits. We're obviously up against it a little bit this time. We might even skip this entire one. I don't think we're going to break it in time, so let's just get the increase defense. A1 with Sentinel. We do have heal reduction at least. And I'm going to save my ally attacks. I'll actually buff to do a bit more damage. And then we'll go straight in. We got obviously down to 8 straight away. And then we'll just A1, A1. Hopefully we'll get some poisons going soon. We should be able to A1 there. Now we can ally attack. So I would say, given this kind of composition, I'd rather have Ironclad instead of Sentinel. I think would be much stronger in this team composition. You obviously have the heal reduction on an A1 instead of on an A2. That would make a big difference. Having Master Hexer rather, and Sniper would make a big difference as well. Etc., etc. No decreased speed, so I will buff myself there. Just go in with the A1, and I do need to ally attack because I kind of need to get that heal reduction back on. And I don't think this will work, unfortunately. So I basically only if I get an extra turn, because even if you get the Phantom Touch counts first. Or rather, the Phantom Touch does not count first, so the debuff wouldn't land, even though I'd break it, which is kind of annoying. I think we'll get back in time, so I'll just A1. You can see, again, I'm not in any danger, but how brutally painful is this? Watching me do this. I should have A3'd. I'm really not paying attention. Anyway, I'll get the reflect damage up, and I will break the shield. Can I get decreased speed? Decreased speed. I didn't get the heal reduction though. Right. Let me run it through to the end. We can see how long it'll have taken me in the end. See you in a minute. Right, I think we've actually finally got it done. We got the heal reduction. We got enough poisons. I used the ally attack just at the end to do a bit more damage. I'm even going to get the reflect on just in case, but I'm very sure the poisons will kill the boss. And there we go. Jeez, it took 528 turns. Can you believe it? 29 minutes. The first time it took me 10 minutes, 170 turns. And it was all down to the lack of heal reduction. Sentinel kept bloody missing it. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I think if I just used Ironclad, it would make my life much easier on that boss. Let me click back in here. The main difference with Ironclad being that heal reduction is going to be much more consistent. I would have had it done significantly quicker. I know it's not a massive chance, we're talking 40% chance, but it is on an A1. We also have another cleanse for the team, which will mean that I'll definitely get rid of that decreased speed, which didn't happen all the time. Plus, because of the woad painted, dealing surplus damage on healing, not bad. It could be worse, right? I think that'll be what I'll end up doing. I'll just rank him up, put a Phantom Touch on him. Thing with Sentinel is it's only single hit, and the passive doesn't really matter for him either. So that's probably it. I do prefer Liberga to Steel Skull purely because of the consistency on getting the poisons out there with the A3, but Steel Skull in Relentless and ignoring the A2, just using the A3 as a way of getting the increased defense with Faultless, and then just A1ing on to get the poisons. Completely viable. Is a double hitter, which obviously makes life a little bit easier. In terms of other possibilities for increased speed, because that's kind of what we need. The problem is no one else is bringing decreased speed. Do have a double hit on Togar and a revive, but the revive's not really going to help us very much. Uko, you do have a double hit on the A2 and an increased speed, but again, like the debuffs that they're bringing just aren't as strong. Channeler, you do actually have a heal reduction on the A1 and this increased speed. So actually not a bad shout. You could maybe use Channeler instead of Haikatoon, but if you did, you need someone else to bring the decreased speed. Not that Haikatoon's doing it fantastically consistently. What about Bovos? What have we got? A1 decreased speed. No, he's not helping at all, really, to be honest. Bambus? Does Bambus do anything good? No double hits. Not really what we need. Yeah, it's kind of a bit weak, really, isn't it? Everyone's kind of like single target. That's Legacy's definitely the best for that slot. Reeler obviously the best. I do like Woad for the Reflect, purely because it makes this so much more consistent. You saw I had terrible RNG, but I still didn't fail. And I'd rather just run it once, even if it's going to take a long time, than have to run it over and over and over again. So, anyway, hopefully it's given you some ideas. Hopefully your RNG will be better than mine was. And obviously, if you do have mythicals, then, things change. You can do pretty much whatever you want. But without the mythicals, by using an old free legendary that we got from a fragment, I believe Reader was a fragment, you can see that it is doable. I do think it's possible without Kreeler, but it's going to be very hard. You basically need to, if you replace Kreeler, you need to bring another person with AoE increased defense or AoE reflect damage. Probably reflect would be better. Snicktrack, unfortunately, ruins his own ability to do this reflect because of the shield on the A2. I guess you could maybe try and tank his HP and just have him high defense. But it's really frustrating because you want to be using this ability because you have the decreased speed, but because of the shield, it breaks both reflect and it breaks the fullest defense reflect. So it completely nullifies his use. And I think that's actually personally something they should bug fix. I think even if you reflect damage that is absorbed by a shield, it should count as a hit, even if it doesn't do any damage. I don't know why it wouldn't do any damage either, because you're still taking the damage. Even if you're not taking damage to your health pool, you're taking damage to your shield. So it makes no sense to me that when you reflect damage that's done onto your own shield, it doesn't count as a hit. I think it's just stupid, and hopefully Larian will look to bug fix that at some point. Anyway, like I said, hopefully this video will have helped you beat Fireknight hard in Soulcross, give you some ideas who to build. I would highly recommend Woad Painted. I'd highly recommend Haikatoon. I'd highly recommend Liburger, but obviously Steel Skull is viable. Then it's really either Sentinel or Ironclad, and that's kind of going to give you the best sort of budget approach. And then obviously, hopefully you have Kreeler, because it is going to be extremely challenging without Kreeler. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.